didn't know, now you do, as told by me. And if you don't believe, we could go through a discography on another day. But in my opinion, Wayne is one of the most trusted standing artists that we've had in our generation. And I say our generation, and I speak for at least 3 generations, because if you anywhere from 15 to 40, you got at least 10 favorite Lil Wayne songs. I'm pretty sure you do. Whether they're his songs or whether they're features, I'm pretty sure if you love rap, you got at least 10 Lil Wayne verses, right? And Wayne has, man, let's look it up. Because I know Wayne got thousands of songs. I'm pretty sure the last time that I've seen, it was around 10,000. So let's see where he at now. Because I haven't looked it up since like 2016. So, all right, I might have been going way too much with 10,000. But Genius lists him as having released 3,000 songs. 280 are completely singles. Let's see. Hundreds of tracks across albums, mixtapes, and features. Music known for prolific output. Chart hitting. Official singles are about 300. So it says Genius is listing 3,300. I'm sure there are songs that Genius doesn't have. There has to be. Like, I'm almost positive that at one point in time, in like 2016, it was 3,000 already. So, I mean, it could have been wrong, dude. We do got AI backing stuff these days, you feel me, and fact checking and everything. But that's besides the point. The point of the matter still stands. Wheezy to go. So without further ado, I'm done yapping for the moment. Yo, this camera shaking like this is gonna bother me. I think I might have to grab a tripod. I think I gotta grab a tripod because this is annoying me very much so. And if it's annoying me, I could only imagine that it's possibly annoying you. Let me see. I think what I'm gonna try first. Oh, I got this new tray. You feel me? We got this tray. I'm over here trying to make it, you feel me, do what it do. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just put it over here. Think we might just have to deal with the Wobble Fest. That's not that bad. All right, whatever. Let's get into the video. Fuck.
As artists, we go through our own process and we just make art. I don't think we think too much about our process. We usually just follow our instincts and we make we like.
Yeah.
But to have success at the level you've had success, there's got to be a process there that is there's a winning formula. There's a process. You know what I mean? And not that you're thinking formulas, but replicating success is very hard for people to do.
Yeah. My answer, I mean, as far as the process for me, if there's a question, if the question is what's the simple answer for me is consistency. And it's not about, when I say that, I don't mean being consistently successful or making us, in our profession, making a hit,
Yeah.
Like in the good doing, I don't mean being successful with that. I mean being consistent with that. I mean whatever your process is, being consistent to your process.
Mm.
And what I mean by that, I literally do this every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every day. And so the answer to how or why you do it every day.
And so if you really know Wayne, you know that he really mean that. Cause I mean I can't say really know Wayne, but if you really are a Wayne fan, my man's literally said that's funny, I go blank as soon as I get ready to say what he said. And he's what is the father is repetition is the father of learning. He says that all the time. Like I've heard him say it in interviews. He said it in songs, and he also said, "Put me in the find me. My name should be in the dictionary next to the definition of definition because repetition is the father of learning." Like he always says it. Do it all the time, and he also said, "There's no retiring. You retire out when you on a live out. You feel me?" He was like, "I'm in this for forever." So that's something I will co-sign. I never haven't met the man, but being an avid Lil Wayne fan as a young nigga, multiple times I remember just hearing him say, "Do it all the time, do it all the time." And then even with how he makes music, like he spent all the time in the studio growing up, and then he grew up and he put a studio in his house, and then he started skating, and he did what? He put a skate park in his house, like you feel me? And so that right there just speaks to the dedication to the craft.
I think the simple cliche answer is because I love it, but nah, the true answer it lies within inside of me.
Mm.
And I think that's the answer to it all. The true answer is me trying to find whatever that is inside of me every day.
Mm.
And I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I just still find whatever I find and I put it out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like with any type of artist or creator, whether you're an architect, you're a painter, you're a songwriter, it gets to a point in the craft where if you become proficient at your profession, it gets bigger than just making a good one. Like you start to learn what it takes in order to make a good one, and it becomes a process, right? And so once it becomes something you understand that this plus that equals this, what's the meaning beyond the final product, right? And so you have to be like, all right, is it the appreciation of the time? Is it the attention to the detail? Is it sharing the experience with other people? Like for some people, when it comes to being an artist and creative, their favorite part is figuring out what the creation is going to be, or their favorite part is not knowing what the creation is going to be, and then hearing the final product or seeing the finished product or having the first taste. Like
And I don't aim for success. I don't aim for it to be a hit. I don't aim for it to be this. I just be the best at it at that time, whatever the song was, whatever the situation is, be the best me I can be.
Mm.
And hopefully it works. And because the only reason why I say hopefully is because if you ask me to do it again, that's exactly all I can do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I just did, the best me I can be. And so the process, consistency, reason why, I'll never know the reason. I am the reason why.
Yeah.
You figure the reason out, you know?
It's funny.
that's funny as hell to say you figure the reason out. I am the reason why. But it's like when you look at someone who has the trajectory and career span and the accolades that he has, when it's like, all right, so we talk about Wayne, we talk about music, right? But think about a doctor who has been vetted at their career for 30 years and has been the number one doctor in their field, in their area, and in their profession for 10 years, right? Not saying Wayne is number one for 10 years, but he's been number one multiple times over the span of 30 years, right? So what if you were the criminal defense attorney of the decade, right? 3 decades in a row. It's like, if you tell somebody something, sometimes you don't even really understand the reason why you do it anymore because it's something you implemented so far along the way. It's just become a part of who you are. But in breaking down the process to someone else, you tell them something and then they ask you why. And you're like, because you're asking me and I did it already. Because you want this result. It's like the more you do something to obtain a certain result, the more routine those steps become. So the less explanation goes into it because it just becomes ingrained in you and a part of who you are. So when someone asks you how to reach the same level of success, you might, and they're not able to take that and process it into the next step because they're not you and they haven't already committed to the path, the journey, the task, or whatever it may be. So like they hear what you're saying, but all they know is that they see where you're at and they want to be where you're at. And if they ask you why and you can't tell them why, then they're not going to do it. Whereas like, motherfucker, you asking me why when I'm literally telling you what I do and you want to be like me. So don't ask me why. Just do what I do. Do what I do. If you want to be like me, just do what I do. And I'm telling you what I do. Hey, it can't get no simpler. But people always want the process given to them and the instructions laid out in a way that they can easily follow. When sometimes you just gotta get started before you even know what path you're following. Like you could be walking down the opening door of the gate and trying to figure out what path to follow. And the gate only ends up on one path and you don't know because you're still standing at the entry point. Like I think I'm gonna walk through it, but I don't know. I mean I'm already here and I was prepared to go through it, but I'm worried about the path. And it's like, nigga, you'll figure out the path once you go through the door. Or it could be 5 different paths that you can't take, and you at the entry level for the gate trying to say what gate and what path should I take. And bro, you're not even in the building yet. Once you get in the building, you'll worry about which gate you should go down. Because once you get in the building, 2 of the gates might be closed. One of the gates might look like something you're not interested in, and the other gate might look like exactly what you was looking for, and you just didn't know it. Sometimes you just gotta have patience with the process and start the procedure. You feel me? Start doing the tasks that lead to the end point and figure the rest out at the end. But it's funny as fuck. My nigga said, you asking me why, I am the reason why. I don't know.
Me and Benj were talking about you. One of the words we said coming from
All right, we're gonna have to do a commercial break. I gotta go flip my laundry. So in the meantime, in between time, I just found out that I'm gonna be on popular streamers stream tomorrow, and I gotta perform. So I'm gonna let y'all hear the song I'm gonna perform when I get to be a part of this talent show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you the video.
Hey, I was at the party feeling early, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. I was at the party feeling early, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. Big dog, no collar. Big paper, no scholar. Turn me up, don't turn me down. I drip, drip, no Tyler. Take a bitch down like Chris Brown. Eat the cat while she smoke loud. Turn around, baby, poke it out. Way you move got me aroused. We fuck fighting now, that's a joust. Super soaker, I leave a douse. White bub, you don't need a towel. And I'm ready for the party, feeling early, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. I was at the party, feeling early, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. At the party, feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. Big dog, I keep a pound. Hey, I was at the party, feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. I was at the party, feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. Big dog, no collar. Big pillar. Turn me up, don't turn me down. I drip, drip, no Tyler. Take a big Chris Brown. Eat the cat while she smoke loud. Turn around, baby, poke it out. Way you move got me aroused. We fuck fighting now, that's a joust. Super soak of a douse. Wait, baby, cow. And I'm ready for another round. Party feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty. My body, turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. Feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the dog. I keep a pound. Big dog when a nigga bite. Bad bitches, my appetite. Smoking gas. Watch me ignite, blowing loud, no dynamite. Way she shake that shit my type. You might be mine, I'm Superman, so we taking flight. Fuck you talking, you don't wanna fight. Hey, watch me do 'em bad. I see you hating and that shit so sad. Hey, I'm getting money and I know you mad. Hey, big bags, I don't gotta brag. I was at the party feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. I was at the party feeling gnarly, little shorty, getting naughty, feeling all up on my body. Turn me up, let's get it started. Turn me up, don't turn me down. Drip, drip, I'm surfing wild, serving loud, all in the crowd. Big dog, I keep a pound. Big dog, I keep a pound. And I'm ready for another round.
Being a fan, right, and listening to your music, but then being around you enough times to get a sense of you, right, a
Yeah.
real sense of you.
Yeah.
The one word we actually said top of mind was consistent.
I appreciate it. I'm glad it
Because we, you know, you've been in this world that we're all in this entertainment sphere. It's a big world. world.
Yeah.
You meet all kinds of people, and I give everybody space to be them who they are. So I don't really judge how someone rolls. Everyone has to roll the way they need to feel safe in a sometimes hostile environment,
Yeah.
because entertainment is weirdly hostile in some ways.
Yeah.
So you find that entertainers all have to set their lives up, these different stressors they have to manage. And so you see all different types of approaches to that.
Of course.
And then you meet people who you could go, oh, the way he does it, you take notes on how you maybe want to change things that you do.
Exactly.
And we were talking about you today, and the word that both top of mind, consistent.
I appreciate it.
It's very consistent.
Yeah.
It makes
I mean, I try to make sense of it for the listener, for the observer. I try, and I mean, when you said replicate, you said replicate what you do. That's just being consistent. I mean, being consistent, believing in it. You said, I mean, putting something down that you like. Hopefully, in my case, it's always, I'm a perfectionist, so I gotta love it, and still, once I give it back, once I give it to, or once I put it, I'm still gonna hear something I should have said. I should have did this.
Yeah. You're picking it apart after always.
That's that, but
Yeah.
stay consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and again, doing over and over and over it tire anybody. It's gonna tire anybody out. You can get tired of it, you can get sick of it, or you want to do this at a certain time, or you want to go off, branch off and do it. If you are, thank God, if you are successful, you want to bask in that, you want to live some of that success out. You want to see what that, you want to live that out. And that's when I found out the difference in myself.
Right.
And it wasn't about other artists. It wasn't about people that was around me. It was about my friends.
Yeah.
It was about my friends. It was about noticing how they want to do things. You know, they would be begging me, man, let's go here. Let's go there, man. We need to go here, man. We need to. Who want to go there? I don't.
Right.
I want to stay right. I'm like that. I'm loving the success a different way. My love for the success is more like an athlete. Oh, the first shot just went in. Shit, I want to shoot it again. I'm about to shoot it again. I don't want to go to the club. I want to make this next shot go in without. Looking. I want to make this next one go in like this. I ain't really trying to, and that's how I saw it, and that's when I noticed it. And what I mean by that is, I probably had to be at least 14 when I noticed that, and the reason why would be because my friends were the same age, and they would be like, you are who you are, man. We could go to these clubs. It ain't about us being this age, man. We could go here, we can go there.
Right. We have access.
Yeah, because of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to go straight back up to my homie basement and do another song.
It reminds me of an athlete. It reminds me of like Kobe. It reminds me of great athletes, great perfectionists, people who want to, it's like self-mastery.
Yeah.
It's in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
You know? Listen, I think the reality of life is we only get to be ourselves. We were born who we are, and we only get to be the best version of ourselves we can be. Find a lot of times people get lost in the sauce when they're chasing other people's dreams. And then you meet someone who's very comfortable
in themselves.
And they can say no with ease.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a slap in the face. It feels like a very thoughtful no.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
Yeah, you know, so you could walk away from it and it makes yourself wonder, you know, like you said, you pick up things from people. Sometimes you see something you might not want to pick, but it also helps you in whatever decisions you make. And like you said, you can meet you know what I mean? You can meet someone that you can meet something that you can be so up about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You get stressing out about or whatever. And you see somebody else may not even notice it. Or it may not, and you may not make you sit back and figure out, or ask yourself why. You know, why am I so up and about it, and not, or why is that person not, or just make us, sometimes you can, like somebody that very comfortable in themselves, and none of this that matters to me matters to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
It's interesting.
I like to be to him. Yeah.
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 And sometimes I meet people I respect immediately because I can tell they're just being themselves and they are just doing their thing.
Yeah.
I think that's when I met you, because I had listened to your music for so long. Immediately I knew, I was like, this guy's different.
I appreciate it.
You know, and I think we see those people along the way. And a lot of times the great people tend to be that way.
Of course.
Every now and then you'll kind of see something that's been constructed and
And you know that it's
a little bit of a,
yeah. Yeah.
and that's great. And you're like, yeah, you're different.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what age did you finish kind of like the school journey?
15-ish. I had just put out like around 14. I just put out The Block Has Had my first solo album.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was in
classic.
thank you. I was in 10th grade. And that's when my mom was like, that's enough of school. It's time to get your tutor or something.
Right.
Just go get your diploma or something like that. She figured out that I was only going to school because I knew I was only going to school because I was on TV every day. I just wanted to.
Right.
Yes. And also she knew my the school work was, I never study. She's like, you don't even, I never see. She's like, you're too busy to study. You're always rapping and you're bringing in straight A.
Right.
Should have said that education, either the education system ain't working,
Yeah.
or either you're a little too smart for that. So don't.
And you went to college?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
University of Houston.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And of course, I got way too busy for that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, school was pretty easy for you.
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, paying attention was pretty easy for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my mom, she's not strict, but she mean what she said. And so I was the only child for a long time. I got a little brother now, shout out Samaj, for a long time. And so, I listened to what she say and so I would take that to another parent's house, a friend's house for the weekend. I would take that, listen the way I'm very disciplined. By the time she come and pick me up, that person's parent or that person's brother or sister, something is telling my mom how good I was over there. I forgot he was here. He's so quiet and things like that. And so, they telling their kids the whole time I'm over there, you need to be more like,
Yeah.
you need to be more. And I hate being that kid. Now you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But that's why I get to listen. I mean, so when the teacher say something, I paid attention.
Yeah.
It was easy. I always told my friends, they're struggling in school. Like, bro, I'm not I'm not no wizard. Like it was on these exams.
Yeah.
You need to be when I hate being that kid. Now you're like, oh, but that's why I get to listen. I mean, so when the teacher say something, I paid attention.
Yeah.
It was easy. I always told my friends that struggling in school, like, bro, I'm not no wizard. Like it was on these exams. She actually taught us that. She actually said it. She actually told us where to find it in the book. You just ain't do it that day.
Yeah.
whatever. So it was nothing. It was just pay attention a lot.
But I have a theory about that. I think emotional intelligence is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And emotional intelligence, I think, is the tool or the IQ we have when we're in a room with a bunch of people, how to maneuver through that room with as little conflict as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a survival skill,
Okay.
right? So I think good parents, when they raise their kids well, they teach their kids how to maneuver through a room with as little problem as possible.
Of course.
Then you can go out into the world and you
the
can
same.
maneuver through the world with as little damage as possible. What I feel like in the music business, if that's life, if that's a metaphor for life, because it can be sometimes. If I can move through the business with as little problems as possible, I can get to my goals faster, especially in the early days when I know anyone, didn't have anything, and didn't have a notice that with my own kids with school, I always tell them like, look, I don't care about school. I care about you having the experience you're going to have. I care about you getting something out of it because you got to be there. You don't anymore. And I think that when you come to the conclusion that you're going to go off and have a career in music and in art, then you don't really need to, because there's nothing there that's going to further your music or art career. And I knew at 15. And so we left home at 17 and we were off. So school didn't really matter. I had an idea of how as possible.
Like on these exams, she actually taught us that. She actually said it. She actually told us where to find it in the book. You just ain't do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it was nothing. It was just pay attention a lot.
But I have a theory about that. I think emotional intelligence is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And emotional intelligence, I think, is the tool or the IQ we have when we're in a room with a bunch of people to maneuver through that room with as little conflict as possible. It's almost a survival skill.
Okay.
Right. So I think good parents, when they raise their kids well, they teach their kids how to maneuver through a room with as little problem as possible.
Of course.
Then you can go out into the world and you can maneuver through the world with as little damage as possible. What I feel like in the music business, if that's life, if that's a metaphor for life, because it can be sometimes, if I can move through the business with as little problems as possible, I can get to my goals faster, especially in the early days when I didn't know anyone, didn't have anything, and didn't have a resume to back me up. And I noticed that with my own kids with school, I always tell them like, look, I don't care about school. I care about you having the experience you're going to have. I care about you getting something out of it because you got to be there until you don't anymore. And I think that when you come to the conclusion that you're going to go off and have a career in music and in art, then you don't really need to go to school because there's nothing there that's going to further your music or art career. And I knew at 15. And so we left home at 17 and we were off. So school didn't really matter. I never really had an idea of how I would go to college. Always kind of wanted to go to college because I always felt I respect educated people. Something about that has equated to for me.
Yeah.
Even though I think we both know lots of smart people who never went to college because there's different kinds of smart.
Yeah.
But I think emotional intelligence is one part your mom probably imparted a lot to you, and then you also, I think, have to be born
Of course, it has
smart.
to be in the
And then the environment as well will cause you, I think, to become aware and have gut instincts and be able to maneuver and sense things.
That made a lot of sense. That was huge for me in my emotional intelligence, my environment.
Yeah.
I had my mom telling me every day, "You're not going to be this.
Right.
So you must bring in great grades." So we had to sit down and talk if I brought a C in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if a C came through there, what this about? Or what you don't know this subject, or you know, what's this C about? I need to see the C be a B next time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And next time it need to be an A. And it was only, and I always knew it was not because you better be a doctor, or you better be a lawyer, or you better be smart. That was only because you better not end up being what we see around here.
Right.
You know, and so that was another. And that was another driving force to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can't break a C back home. So, so while I'm paying attention, I'm actually paying attention. And so what that means is it actually does help me. And it did help me in my career.
Yeah. Regardless of reason at the beginning, you start to understand, what I always say is what we think is our weakness is actually our strength.
Yeah.
So you grew up in a tough place, right? You get to see a lot of raw reality, everything.
Yeah.
And where you could say that affected me in this way, that way, lots of people could argue that was a negative circumstance, which it was in a lot of ways, statistically,
in
right?
its ways, yes.
Yeah. But you could also say that it tuned you.
Yeah, definitely.
And gave you a capability that you wouldn't have otherwise needed.
Yeah.
That served you to this day.
Very well. Yeah.
I think that there's something about a strong woman.
Yeah, definitely.
I married one. I was saying the strongest woman I know. I've been with her for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a reason why.
Yeah.
There's something about the fierce, strong nature of her when it comes to the parts of life
reality.
The reality.
Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a good word.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
And mothers can be that. I think all mothers have that fierceness to them.
Yeah, the MVP, the most valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching someone I was watching one of my shows I watch a lot today, and it's two guys
Hello? That's crazy. So all this time I've been over here yapping, and I ain't even had no audio on my mic. That's wild. That's so wild. Up my food here now. That's crazy. We got the goods. It's nice and warm. Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to be fat. I needed to get something to drink. I ain't getting nothing to drink. I messed up. Oh well. Let's go. I'm pissed that I talked all that time and there was no sound coming out my mic.
Is on that debate, and
What's that show?
it's called Colin, The Herd. Shout out
The
my
Herd.
man Colin.
I know that show. That's a
Shout out
great
J
show.
Mac. It was him and J Mac talking.
Alright, I should start with the cookies, but I gotta start with the cookie. Just why they were a little bit warm still. It's been so long since I had some McDonald's cookies. I remember when they first came out with this. Me and my cousin Clear, we used to kill ourselves. I didn't know they had the whole tote. He was the first person to go ahead and pull up and buy one. And then you had 13 cookies. It was like trying to get a rib out of a dog's mouth, asking that nigga for more than one cookie. But when they warm like this, I understand. Oh. I feel like a part of me is elevating higher and higher for every bite. And as I said that, part of me was like, yeah, that's your blood sugar and your blood pressure from all the salt. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was gonna happen. The first one didn't do it. That was a nice little chocolate pool. Alright, I'm gonna eat these two halves and then we're gonna eat these sandwiches. I'm about to say this is dangerous like I ain't already know. Now, a different version of me would sit here and eat all 13 of these tonight. Unfortunately, due to my lack of physical fitness, not even physical fitness, I ain't been working out recently. So I cannot eat these cookies in good faith. I'm going to feel bad. Oh, that was great.
And they was talking about
Actually, before we even get back into it, let's go ahead and bust out these chickens. We got some Dave's hot chicken. Show y'all what it's heading for. Maybe. I guess I should keep it under wraps. This right here, possibly the best chicken I've had in California. I hope they gave me more than one pack of honey. The last time I ordered, they only gave me one thing of honey, and I was low-key pissed. How you gonna give me these two big old pieces of chicken? And they did it again. One pack of honey. Man, I low-key forgot. I added a note. I'll buy another honey pack. Oh gosh. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. And I also meant to ask for no pickle, a pickle on the side, but we got what we got. Let's go ahead and do one of these boys up right. So we got the tender with the sauce drizzle, and then they got the slaw on the bun. You can see a piece of it. Got a little bit of slaw on there. Just gonna go ahead hit this with the honey pack. I'm so pissed they just gave me this one honey. I could easily use this whole honey on this chicken. Let's see what the fry here for. I think they added some seasoning to it, and I ain't asked for that. I ain't mad on it. And they could have gave me some more of this sauce, bro. They over here skimping on the sauce. At least they gave me a napkin. A lot of places be tripping on the napkins. All right, let's see what this sauce is for. We on double dip. Got some crunch to it. I don't know. Whoever was in there tonight, it made the sandwiches look nice. But the first time I ordered, it was hot. The fries was crunching. Gave me two sauces. Oh, first bite, it's real sauce. Forget everything I was just saying. That first bite make you forget it all. But my dog could have got ran over today. I would have forgot just now. That's good. I swear. Best chicken. Mm. 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 All right. There's some crunch in there. There's some crunch. There's some extra sauce on the pickle. Throw some more honey on it. Can't use it all because I gotta save it for the second one. All right. That's enough. That's enough. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The only thing I need right now is some water. Mm-hmm. Nice juicy little tender. Nice juicy little chicken tender. All right, let's go in for another dip. With sauce. I don't know if it's because this is the first thing I ate today, or if Dave's chicken really just be busting. But this right here got me on a full send, bro. Literally, I don't need nothing else. And part of me is telling me this hit the spot way better than them pieces would have. 2 pieces sound good, but this chicken, I might just fight somebody for this chicken. Got me outside like them Popeye sandwiches. Them Popeye sandwiches was cool. I wouldn't fight over it. But this Dave's slider, I might fight you for my slider. I'm not gonna lie. I used up all the sauce. I forgot about the other tender. Yeah, bro. They out here playing. They skipping on the sauce. That's the one thing I will say though. I said it already. And the flavor of the chicken made me forget. But now that I'm down to the last of the sauce and I got a whole nother piece of chicken. I can kick back now. So one of these was mild and the other one was regular spicy. Something tells me I used all the sauce on the mild one. And the second one about to be hot and I ain't got no sauce for it. My cup about empty. Be sipping perspiration at this point. But that was good. That was definitely good. Now I'm like, do I keep eating it or do I just wait? So let's start on these fries. Have some ketchup. I just pour it right in the middle and then dip. Oh, those fries are way shorter. Like, they look short, but I pick it up and it's way longer. Need more ketchup than I thought. They look tiny. Honestly, might as well just open both of these right now. And I think I need some water. I just don't feel like getting up right now. But it also looks like I might run out of ketchup. Because if I get up to get water, I get up to get ketchup. I'm definitely thirsty. Alright. Woo! Definitely very necessary. Definitely very necessary. Still got almost half a pack of honey. Excuse me. Ooh. Guess that was bound to happen the way I was eating that. Shit. Oh my. That that was needed. What the fuck? Oh wow. Alright. Let me get some water and we start this back up. Loki want another cookie. I think I'll wait a second. Top loaded shakes. No thank you. Appreciate the sentiment. Thank you for the invite and the offer. Alright, 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, whatever. I'll just bring y'all with me. Go get some water. Making my way upstairs in the dark, flip my laundry. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Almost forgot about it. Blanket. I messed around and spilled some bleach on my Nike sweats. Sad day. What is that? All right, now I'll get some water. And unfortunately, don't feel like carrying this cup and this blanket downstairs, so stomach, do me right. There we go. Making my way downstairs in the dark with my blankie. All right. Now we're fed and hydrated. Let's continue.
MVP, and Colin was trying to tell him, he was like, you got to understand what valuable means.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not about the most great, the most guy with the best statistics, he's like, because that's if it's about the best statistics, then that's how you end up with such and such getting it, because they did, he's like, but the team sucked and all that.
Yeah.
And then J Mac might be like, well, nah, but the team the best, and he's the best player. He's not the best player on his own team. So he's like, valuable. So he brought it to light. He was like, listen. He was like, who's the most valuable person in your family? He said, your wife, right? J Mac was like, how about I make the money? You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, I make the money. She knows what to do with it.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's what he said with the reality. Yeah.
It's so true. Money is gas.
Yeah.
It's gas in the tank. And then it's also a resource. It provides, it really, I just look at it as a resource. It's fuel. We use it to fuel things. Mm-hmm. And if we use it well, it will fuel it further. Right, yeah. If we burn it, you can also burn fuel.
Yeah, you can burn that money.
Yeah. So not to say that you don't like to light a little bit of money on fire every now and then, right? We could argue from your perspective, I could do something with my money that to you looks like I'm lighting it on fire. But for me, there's value, whatever that value is.
Definitely.
There's lots of ways to
Definitely.
That's why I always say with artists, I kind of say with money, when it comes to money, it's looking at it the right way. It is good to spend money. You have to. There's an abundance we need to have. But it's spending money that you actually want to spend versus if you feel you're keeping up with someone, you're always going to be burning the money.
Yeah, of course.
And you'll never keep up.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be a richer guy.
Yeah, definitely.
There's going to be
That part. There's a big difference between spending money because you wanted to and spending money because it was fun and spending money because somebody else made you feel like it's what you should do. Even if it doesn't put you in a bad position, if you look back at it and say, why did I just spend $500 on something that I didn't even want to do? Not only was it a waste of money, it was a waste of time. And then if the person that you did it with wasn't someone that was a long-term, you feel me, friend, like relationship just in general, like cousin, even if it was a friend or a cousin and you don't end up being friends with them, you feel me? Like if the person, the situation, if everything at the end of the day, you're just like, damn, that was a waste of money and time and relationship. I wish I wouldn't have done that. You should have done it in the first place. And that's how I started to look at my life. Like, I'm willing to do whatever and spend whatever on my terms. And it's like, if I'm doing something with someone else, it's because it's what I already would have been doing by myself. So at the bare minimum, whatever I spent for myself is exactly what I wanted to do and what I wanted to spend already. Me bringing somebody else along, whatever. Like, I know not to bring you again. So I'll never end up in a situation where I'm pissed about spending money on something because I only spend money I want to spend. I only go places that I want to actually experience. If I didn't have it in my mind to go that place and you brought it up and I didn't want to go, but I didn't want you to think I don't have the money to go. But I've had people offer to pay for me to go places because they thought my reason for not going is because I couldn't afford it. And even after they offered to pay, I said, no, thank you, because I didn't want to go. Hey. No, when I was younger, I definitely would go all the time. And there'd be times where I would go places and not even think about spending money. And then I would get there and start spending money. And then I'd get home and I'd be like, dang, why did I even spend that money? Why did you even go? All right, bet. And I can't tell you how many times, at least 20 times, I relived that, where I went and counted my pockets and I was like, damn, I spent more than I meant to. You wasn't even trying to be nowhere. Why was you outside spending money, dog? And so as I got older, I just don't go places I wasn't already intending to go or that don't sound interesting. If I don't think that I already would enjoy it, I'm not going to go just because you're going. Fuck out of here. All right, bet. You buy both our tickets, and if I don't like it, I'm going to leave. If that was the case, I'd go way more places. If I could leave if I didn't like it and not be pissed that I spent the bread, I'd probably go more places. But a lot of times I'm highly disappointed at the entertainment options. At least the usual weekend plan type of options. It's like, nigga, this is the same shit that I could have did anywhere else. I guess I'm just at a point in my life where I need new experiences.
Fools.
Yeah.
We've seen, think about this, over the last 3 decades, right? You've been here almost 3 decades of this, right? Almost. But the better part of 3 decades. How many people have you seen come in, light it all on fire, and you can't even remember their name right now, but you'd have to go back and really try to remember who they were, what their song was, or what their thing was, or what their big thing they were selling was, and the lifestyle they were living, you likely could name dozens or hundreds.
Yeah, sometimes you see them.
You see them,
Yeah,
and you kind of see them, and you go, "Ooh, man, that."
they can't. And if you're still doing what you're supposed to do the right way, they see you and they go, "Ooh, you still here?"
Yeah. Sustainability
Yeah.
is a thing. If I can't have my cake and eat it too, right? But I can find the middle of that.
Yeah, you can.
You can have some cake and
There's a
eat some
middle
cake,
ground. Yeah, it's definitely.
right?
And you can do both for
A long time.
all positive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sustain both. Yeah.
We have got to the
Because I think we have to be aspirational for kids who grow up with with nothing. So I came from nothing. So I always think it's important for us to find things we like, obtain those things, and enjoy those things, and find and strike the balance of that feels. To me, I feel like it's responsible.
It's life, actually.
It's life,
Yeah.
right? Like it's the balance.
Yeah.
This idea that we can just have whatever we want, whenever we want it, however we want it, is kind of just a false fantasy.
Of course, I mean, and it's one that we don't live. Actually,
Right.
It's actually being lived out, and people not around us, but the people who actually some that don't know us and never met us. That's just what they think we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think we can do what we want, when we want, and how we want. You know what I mean? Trust me, they always think, you know what I mean? Somebody always see me, be like a statement may get thrown around or coming around me like, that had never happened to, like, nah, actually it happened to me way before what happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to also, unfortunately, you may live a life experience of you that teaches you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you can view from the side and see it happen to someone else, and you see what you shouldn't do or should do, things like that. And so definitely you have to, hopefully you have that balance. And like you say, you can be aspirational in many ways. So you can be that way to a peer, you know what I mean? Someone on the sideline just looking and trying to figure out, okay, why is this person that way? Maybe they saying to themselves, that's why this person is so successful. That's why this person is still here. And hopefully you can be aspirational in that way as well.
Yeah, there is a thoughtfulness to it, and it's just smart.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, if you don't, because if you don't know the downside to it, it'll teach you the downside quick. Yeah.
You can learn from others, or life will teach you.
Very fast.
And life will always teach you.
Yeah.
I always kind of feel like life is the perfect parent. It's harsh sometimes, but it's kind too.
Yeah.
And I think what I always try to pull out of these conversations is I always think about the person listening. And I do this because I used to do this, and I still do this when I wrote songs. I always thought about, if I was this person, I was no money, didn't feel like there was opportunity, I had a low self-esteem. I felt I was different, but I didn't have any confirmation of it.
Right.
The world at that point had kind of just, up until about 19 was when things started to kind of move. That's when I started to get self-esteem. I was like, oh, I thought I could do this. I can do this. And so it's hard to move forward in life if you don't feel you could be successful. Right?
Yeah.
And so the message to most people is you can't be successful. That's the general.
And that's something I had to learn myself, is like, part of the reason why certain people have a certain level of ambition is because they know that there's opportunity for success on the other side. So when you start to ask why people don't have the same ambition and the same like fervor to accomplish things, you have to realize, oh, maybe they don't see where this leads to the end goal. They don't see the fruit at the end of the harvest. You have to do all of the work and plant the seeds and water the garden and tend to the leaves and trim the leaves. And you feel me? You have to till the ground. You have to prepare the earth. Like, before you're able to enjoy the fruit. And I feel like if you don't think about the work that comes with getting to the fruit, you won't do the work. And I had to understand that it's not that people don't want to be successful or don't want to achieve, it's that they might not see the possibility for it. So you're asking them to do a bunch of work for nothing.
Really, I think, except for from, I think artists, we tell people you could be successful, but life in general, society in general, they box people into labels and boxes, and they go, "You're from here. It's very hard to be successful," or "Success is magic. It's just all magic."
Yeah, I mean, for us, when we came up, definitely.
Yeah.
But today, it's a little different message right now when it comes to success. If you ask me,
Yeah.
I think today it's a bit more, a little less magical.
Right. It's a
Now, I agree with that because it's like you can be successful in so many different realms. And at the end of the day, you could even paint the illusion the right way. Like somebody could literally just have a big social media following. They don't even have to have done anything amazing and can have millions of viewers and following, just like the person who has done a million incredible things. Like there could be somebody with 100,000 followers that have changed a million people's lives, and then there's somebody with 1 million followers who hasn't made a difference long term in anybody's life. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but literally it could just be travel content. You posting pictures of lavish lifestyles and getting 1 million followers across different platforms, and now you're getting paid to take pictures. Whereas someone else could have traveled the world, changed 1 million people's lives, told their story 1 million times, and just gotten half the traction. So it's like the magic behind actually having a following and a viewership and supporters has dwindled. And then with social media, everything's on camera. The same way I'm here right now, on camera, just in my real life, showing you behind the scenes. Like you can see behind the scenes of so many things, which takes the element of surprise, suspicion, the wow factor out of it. Like, and then we just see so much stuff. The level of stuff we see, it's less amazing to see amazing stuff because we've seen so much amazing stuff.
attainable.
Yeah, it's obtainable, and it's a lot less magical because you can eat a cigarette and a certain way you did it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A certain way you did it, might have you eating cigarettes on Jimmy Fallon show.
That's right.
In a month, you know what I mean? So you can, you know what I mean by that, you know what I mean? So and I don't shun that. I don't, you know what I mean? It's just, I make sure I pay attention.
Yeah.
I observe it. You know what I mean? And get whatever I can get out of it.
Yeah, be aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only, when people ask me about, you know, I get asked a lot, like, what's the difference between, you know, because you've been here using all these all them different levels of music when music is different. What's the difference? The difference now is that you who actually asking me this, tomorrow I'm gonna find out that you just put out, you already put out a mixtape and you this, that, you got that, and it might pop off.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So whereas when I was doing this, you knew the person you was sitting across from. You don't do this, and you can't do this, and you won't try to do this, and you won't ever. Like, I don't even know nobody now that don't rap.
Right.
Including friends.
Right.
Yeah. Because all of a sudden, like you said, all of a sudden, they all 19. They're all you at 19 feeling, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can. They all of a sudden, they getting that boost or that motivation from that. And seeing that, and they being that person that, you know, like I told you, they becoming that person that I bet that person can do whatever they want, when they want, how they want.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they seeing this and figuring I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. And
that's also the danger, though, because what we know is we actually know the cost of things.
Yeah.
So not only do we know the cost of what they're portraying, we know that you can make things look a certain way for this much, but then to actually have it like that.
To where trust me, man, sometimes I'll be looking and I'm myself, you know. Thank God I'm who I am. I got a little something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes I be even looking like you got more of that. Like every time I see something, you know, I'm like, I know what I wouldn't even, I don't have that to show you. Let's
Right.
put up.
That's right.
You know, I'm like,
Yeah, that's
so,
how I feel.
You know, so I be sometimes be looking like, because I don't even know who you are.
Right.
So I don't even have it.
Well, you can rent.
No, sometimes, and you know, sometimes, you know, we also know what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can see, like, God, who you are again? And then, you know, and all you gotta do is they'll show you. You go check them out. They got a show coming up. The whole crowd about to sing the song back to you. Know what song is that?
Yeah.
So it's that's what I mean by
I think
like you said, obtainable, and it's a little less magical.
Obtainable. I think sustainable is a real word.
That's the part.
So to be a spectacle is one thing. So I understand the spectacle of the modern careers. There are these artists that you could say at the very early stage of their success, they're just a spectacle. They've created a spectacle and it's gotten everyone's attention.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one you have to kind of go, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's talent under there.
Yeah.
And some of them do have talent.
Yeah.
And some of them don't. And the spectacle's gone and you don't even remember. And then it just kind of gets sad and weird because you're kind of watching them try to keep having a spectacle. And it's like really unsustainable to be a spectacle.
Yes.
You can only do the trick a few times before everyone's like, all right, now show me a new trick.
Yeah, exactly.
And I need to see more blood this time and more mess until you're dead.
Yes.
And the nature of entertainment is like gladiators. Mm-hmm. All right. So they love to see the gladiators fight and they love to watch them die sometimes. Mm-hmm. And that's another part of our careers they don't talk about is the life.
I think it's really interesting the words that he's choosing right now. He said, all right, we've seen you do this one thing. Now we need to see more blood. Huh? And then he said being in the music industry is like being a gladiator where sometimes they like to see you unalive. I feel like he's low-key trying to speak to us in a code, or him and Wayne is having another conversation. And we just here being a third party. You feel me?
Span of artists, people love to mourn.
Of course.
That's why for the most part, I struggle to publicly mourn because it's so sacred to me that a real person has passed.
Yeah.
But to everyone, it's entertainment. So everyone, and I get it. It's not that they're being negative, although some people can be, you know, in social media land, there's certainly people who joke and it's harsh out there with how people talk about real people in their lives.
Definitely.
And
they're not real too.
That's not real. It's Mickey Mouse at Disneyland. It's I want to punch the guy in the suit to see if there's a real person in there.
Yeah.
But I think that an artist makes art.
Yeah.
I was really excited to talk to you because as a fan of your art, and then the way that my brain works is I analyze everything. I always want to know, like, how does that work? How does that guy, how did he become who he became? A lot of times the answer is it's special. That's the magical part. That's the spiritual part. That's the part where, like, you were made different and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But we can try to see, like, what part of the environment, what part of the person, your mom or the guardians, angels around you that you met that maybe even just for a short time inspired you. What part made you find your way to, like, when I think of Basquiat, because I've never seen a Basquiat painting I don't like. I've never heard a Lil Wayne verse that I don't like.
I appreciate it.
It's just, that's when you're a fan of art, you just.
I feel like he gotta be lying, because I'm one of Lil Wayne's biggest fans, self-proclaimed, and not even completely self-proclaimed. Like, I know people that I haven't talked to since high school who will probably be like, "You still listen to Lil Wayne?" You feel me? And he got a couple verses that wasn't the best. You feel me? I'm gonna say, honestly, when I really sit back and think about it, I can't really name any Wayne verses I don't like, but he got at least 3 verses that I was just like, eh. And if we talk about new Wayne, bro, he got whole projects. If we talk about Wayne like 2016 and before, I might be able to get down with what he just said because nothing comes to mind. After that, it's some questionable Wayne verses. And I love Wayne.
Like their version of the art, how they use the paint.
Exactly.
And then I think about this, 50 years of hip hop, which is ironic. It's interesting or serendipitous. This is my 50th episode of this show. And I was thinking about 50 years of hip hop. And then I was thinking about you, and you've been here for more than half of hip hop. I don't know if you've thought about that, but
did.
I have.
So I thought about it until I even questioned the 50. I was like, they sure it's just 50?
Can't just be 50.
Yeah,
That's what I thought at first. I was like, just 50?
I was like, well, when they
What are we
started
counting as
That's what I
hip-hop?
said. I was like, where they started counting at? But I guess.
So 50 years of hip hop, and you've been in hip hop for more than half of the time it's existed.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that you're on every, let's say every top 10, right?
So
In every category.
Yeah.
When you start, and maybe like an athlete, you think I want to be the greatest, right? And I think that's the way we all have to go into the thing we're choosing to do, is I want to be great.
Of course.
Was it 15 when you were like, I want to be the greatest? Or was it 21?
Nah, it was the start. It was the moment because I always wanted to be with Cash Money.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I wanted to be with them is because they were Cash Money, and they already had rappers, and that was known, and
They were the best.
They were the best.
Yeah.
In my eyes, like you said, to me, they were my artists. They were my favorite artists. So when I got with them, it was never a competition, but the environment was always, slim. They was let me hear yours. Let me hear yours. And then you see the reaction of if they hear one person's verse, they start talking about it in their regular day. That's how I always used to look at things. It's like about it, and later on in the day they might, hey, what he had said earlier, and it revealed itself in real life, and whatever he said or he or she said earlier then came out in life. And so I was like, so that's when I noticed I would tell myself, okay, I don't think my rhymes, my lyrics aren't coming out. So that was the first time I noticed that it ain't how I say something, it's actually what I say. You know what I mean? So it was, I guess that was what it was. Like I said, it was no competitive nature, but it was just the environment. And so that made me always, obviously when you're competing, you want to win.
Yeah.
You want to, like I said, you probably could ask everybody else who was in there, probably was not a competitive nature. This was just me there. I was the youngest. And so to me, it was always, I need to be and that translated to on the songs, and that translated to life, that translated to everything. Like I need to be the best, if not the best. I need to be one of the best, and not just good, not very good. I need to be great, and I'm aiming to be the greatest.
You always stood out.
That's another. Yeah, you want to stand out.
Yeah,
you want to stand out. And that was another thing too. And that's so cliche from a lot of people. Hey, you want to be the greatest? I want to be the greatest. And then how they throw it around now. Everybody can go. Right. So it kind of makes it a little more difficult to actually be great, because you got a lot of ghosts that's not great. And they know. So if you're not great, they know when they're being the greatest.
Right.
So that lets you know what you're dealing with the crowd, and lets you know that, okay, the crowd said this person, they're great, they're GOAT. So that makes it difficult. I love a challenge, and there's my challenge. So I know my crowd now. So if my crowd they're not lowering their standards, that's just their standards. You know what I mean? So if that's my crowd, I want to step over all that, and I want to still be viewed as, yeah, you're the GOAT, you're the GOAT, you're the GOAT. What about Wayne? I ain't even in that category. He's the GOATist of the GOAT. I want to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, GOAT is a nice compliment that people throw around now.
Yeah.
But there's a difference.
Yeah, of course. And I want to make sure that I stay.
You always stay there.
Difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was your favorite?
Jay and Missy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was much younger, it was Missy. And then even when she started doing her own stuff, like, she started really putting out albums and stuff like that and going crazy and opening up more, I used a lot, just her ability to not care. It wasn't that she wasn't caring, it was her art.
Yeah, she was artistic.
I loved what she did with her paint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then Jay was, to me, was the, it was almost like Basquiat and Eddie Warhol. You know what I mean? Jay, you already know everything he do gonna be good. Everything he do gonna be great. So